Hello everybody, I am Oscar from Heel Pictures, and just before we get this review started, I just want to say two quick things. I'm going to get the first one out of the way with, that's not really involved in this video at all. Heel Pictures now has a gaming channel. That's right, we have now created a Heel Pictures gaming channel. A video will be up there explaining more about it. It's basically where all the gameplay videos will be going there. We are also game fans as well as film fans. Info will be on that video on the channel. If you want to give that some early love, links down below if you want to subscribe to that channel. Next bit of news is actually related to this video in some way. I've changed the rating system of how I rate movies now. I feel just a 1 to 10 thing is too wide for me, and it's too much. So instead I've kind of took a bit of Siskel and Ebert thing from it. I decided the rating's either going to be a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or that. We'll come up with a name for that when the time comes. So without further ado, let's get to the review of The Great Beauty. I wanted to watch this because it seems to be the favourite for winning Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars, and it seems to be getting in of every single award for Best Foreign Film everywhere. Golden Globes, BAFTAs, I think, Academy Awards, it looks like it's going to get a win for. Now, I wouldn't care. However, The Hunt came out in 2013, and in my opinion, that not only is that the best foreign film of 2013, but it is, in my opinion, the best foreign film out there. And it was one of my favourites of 2013. And so just to hear something that seems to be beating it in the category that it rightfully deserves, in my opinion, I was curious to watch The Great Beauty. And so I recently bought it. I recently watched it. What are my thoughts on it? Let's get the negatives out the way first, shall we? Oh, the negatives. Well, this film is dull. It is a really dull film. It drags on and on and on. And I don't even think the film knows what it wants to be, like story-wise. Now, what do I mean by it drags? Well, what I mean is when I look at the clock and see that it's only been 20 minutes and I feel like I've already watched Lawrence of Arabia, you know that you got some pacing issues, and that's the big issue with this film, that it's got so many pacing issues. And the first interesting thing happens 40 minutes into the film and you're like, okay, good, we're gonna get somewhere with this. And then it doesn't go anywhere else, and then it kind of brings it back up, and then it's like, oh no, not anymore. I don't think the film knows what it wants to be, and that's a shame. Another thing I had a problem with this film was that there were so many unneeded subplots in the film that no one, it didn't even go back to. It just didn't feel like any of these subplot points were necessary. There was one subplot with this one woman that you saw very early on in the film. She's got a cocaine addiction. That's it. That's all we get. We don't go in it. We show enough to make us think we're going to get into it, but we don't get into it. It's just there. There's another thing where it's like kind of like a romance subplot, but it's like that kind of goes nowhere eventually. We find this guy who's like, I'm going to try and write you a novel. I'm going to help you rewrite this novel or something like that. That goes nowhere. Just nothing goes anywhere. And from what I read of the plot made it seem like this guy, something tragic happens and he changes, he sees life in new eyes. I didn't find the main character changed at all throughout the film. I felt like he just stayed the same, and it didn't feel like anything was... It didn't feel like anything happened, it didn't feel like anything was resolved, it didn't feel like anything changed. It just felt like an uninteresting part of someone's life. For the first quite a lot of it, it felt just like a music video. The first bit of it felt like an Italian opera music video. And then it's like, the next scene, it all of a sudden feels like we're in a rave music video, and it's just like, this doesn't feel right. I didn't get attached to any of the characters, I didn't get to know any of the characters, I didn't feel for any of the characters. If anything bad happened to them, nothing seemed to happen with anyone in the film. The director was being way too artsy with his choice of directing. It's like, it felt very pretentious, and I'm fine with pretentious films. I love Donnie Darko. That's considered to be a very pretentious film. I really, really liked Only God Forgives. That was in my top 10 of 2013. That is really pretentious. That's really artsy. I liked it. This was really pretentious, really artsy, and I didn't like it. It just didn't feel like it went anywhere. It felt just right. We're staying here, that's all we're going. And it's like, well, are you going to move? No, we're just staying here. Just take a step, just do something. No, we're just going to stay here for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. And now let's go on to the positives. I do feel like the actors did act the part. I mean, all the actors did feel like they did a good job with what they were given. It's like the main actor, I feel like he did a great job, even though I didn't feel like his character went anywhere or I didn't feel anything with his character, but I feel like he did a good job. The cinematography was great. It was a very beautiful film. And I will say the soundtrack was actually really good. It had some, as I said, it had some good points, but it was just such a dull and boring film, and I just couldn't get into it. The Wolf of Wall Street, 3 hours long. That went by really quick. The Great Beauty, 2 hours and 15 minutes long. It felt like 3 hours longer than The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not even kidding you when I say that. It was just such a boring film. It was uninteresting. I didn't find any characters likeable, anything like that. I thought the directing was really pretentious and everything. The acting was really good. I felt the cinematography was really good, and I felt the soundtrack was good. And I honestly feel the core of the story that apparently they were trying to tell, is a good concept. What happened? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I might get a lot of hate for this film because of the amount of 5-star ratings it's got. It is the best foreign film of the year. No, I did not get into it. I truly think The Hunt is a way better film than The Great Beauty. The Great Beauty is honestly the biggest disappointment of 2013. I'm gonna give The Great Beauty a thumbs down. I don't recommend it. Had some good points, but overall, I didn't think it was a good film. So what did you guys think of The Great Beauty? Have you seen it? Are you interested in it? Who do you think should win between The Great Beauty and The Hunt? Comment down below. Go to the Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, follow everyone else on Twitter, link down below. Remember, subscribe to the gaming channel for future gameplay videos. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye.